Joe Sockick now with sport, and Joe, the Big Bash cricket final has wrapped up, but I believe there's an even bigger bash starting up in the US.
Oh, it's the biggest bash, Brian. We'll be talking Super Bowl in a sec. But let's get the cricket out of the way first. The Perth Scorchers beat the Brisbane Heat to claim their 5th BBL title and put an end to another laborious tournament where every game between the made-up franchises was a lottery and almost completely meaningless. What happened to good old state versus state stuff like Origin and It's a Knockout? Worked bloody perfectly. Remember Trevor Hendy in the Nutrigrain Ironman Challenge? I do. It was riveting state versus state warfare, just like COVID. And if it were up to me, the Big Bash League would be the same. You get the Premier and the Health Ministers facing opening pace bowlers, 150 Ks, no helmet and tippities. Gotta be a ratings bonanza. And speaking of, the 59th World Championship of American football, known as the Super Bowl, took place in Arizona. And this month's INN Sports Wrap focuses on all the highlights, on, off, and even above the field. State Farm Field in Glendale, Arizona played host to the Super Bowl for the 3rd time and is set to bring over $600 million in revenue from the event. Sounds like the Vince Lombardi Trophy should go to Tourism Arizona, if you ask me. Chris Stapleton kicked things off and made all the big boys cry. While a heavily pregnant Rihanna couldn't turn down an opportunity to ride around the stage as the halftime entertainment. And boy did she put on a show, rising up and down from floating podiums and doing her best to avoid vertigo on top of the morning sickness. What a powerhouse performer, you know, aside from the singing, of course. And finally, the game itself. And it was one for the ages. The Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles, 2 red-hot sides that couldn't be separated during the season, and it was the same for most of the game. It took this close call to finally get Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs over the line, 38-35. So the NFL's over for another year, and we can look forward to an off-season full of speculation, lies and innuendo, as usual. And now we head back to Sandy Hosier, who I believe has a special announcement for a lucky, lovely lady in our studio.